Oh well, so we're, we're back online. Um, yeah, so we're back. Um, I still haven't figured out why the live stream always sort of stops after like 40 minutes or something. I need to check this out if there's a problem with um, the stream key or anything like that. I don't know, but it's just really annoying, and it does it as well on Facebook. I just need to figure out, troubleshoot all of this. But yeah, we're back. So here's another 40 minutes, and let's see how many people we can get in 40 minutes. But it's a bit annoying that I have to kind of restart everything, kind of freezes after 40 minutes, and I have to restart everything. Just make people go away, so that's not optimal, obviously. But yeah. So I kind of lost all the questions and all of the people from the first live stream, and I do apologize for that in advance, but let's hope the people will come back and ask the questions again. I'm actually not sure what I was saying before I got cut short. So let's wait a little bit. I'll do some investigation afterwards. Forensics. Why did the live stream cut like this? So let me see if I have some. No, I don't have any flying machine. Hello, hello. Hello again for those who are joining. Hugo, did I have a better show earlier tonight, or has it been quiet so far? It's been pretty quiet so far, because we're at the end of the CME, so nothing major. This is why I didn't really want to drive out to better locations, because you can see behind all of this is just clear skies, so it's actually quite, you know, it's like 40 minutes drive that way, and I have perfectly clear skies. But am I bothering? No, not tonight, because we've had some crazy auroras for like days and days in a row. Like this is the 9th night in a row with crazy aurora, or at least some aurora, and I'm getting really tired, and I think I will go to bed, you know, not after midnight. So yesterday was sick also here in Romsdalen. Yeah. It's crazy middle latitude aurora all the way from southern Norway, southern Sweden. I saw some beautiful pictures from there with crazy red auroras. We could see it from here, of course, because the aurora kind of came back during the multiple substorm expansions, and you can see the red from the north. You can see the red, what you had in the south, above head, but for us it was on our southern horizon, and it kind of made it back towards us, but we never got like the vibrant red above our heads. We could only see it at about 45 degrees in the sky, which was still awesome, but yeah, Hugo, the camera right now is facing due south. Yeah. Hey Greg, how's it going? Thank you so much, I appreciate it. I am. I am well, thank you so much. Yeah, welcome back. So I was, oh Jesus. So for those who are just joining us back now, I have no idea why, but the Atomos Connect for some reason kind of stops the live stream after 40 minutes, and it's the same on Facebook as well. So I usually stream on Facebook, and it does stop after like 40 minutes, and I have no clue why. And I do have to do some investigation. I need to dig into it and get to the bottom of this, but yeah. Yeah, I'll have to try Twitch, but with the setup that I have, I'm not sure I can live stream to Twitch. Perhaps I can do that. But yeah, let's see how it is. I need to do some investigation first, because it looks like I'm not the only one. I see posts here on Reddit. I was trying to search for it, that the setup that I'm using, or similar setup, is some people have issues as well. So Greg, no. So I was actually telling earlier that my A7S III is on repair right now, and I'm not sure when I'm gonna get it back. So I'm live streaming with the A7 IV, which is not really intuitive when you think about you know, producing film at night, but it's actually very decent. It's not the best, but it's far from being the worst, and so live streaming is totally fine with it. Hi Marina, how's it going? I hope you're well. I saw you had Kalima on the Canary Islands. So for those who are just joining now, we're watching the aurora live from Northern Norway, and right now the aurora is quite faint. It's not the best aurora. It's kind of like producing this pulsating faint glow on the southern horizon for us. So right now the aurora is at the latitude of I would say overhead in Rovaniemi, which is 600 kilometers south of us, and this is well visible from mid-latitudes like Oslo and everything on the northern horizon, Denmark on the northern horizon, these kinds of latitudes. Oh well, that's how it is. Then I guess I should have gotten the A7 V. No, the A7 III, the A7S III is more than enough for what I have to do, which is filming at night and you know, getting decent live streams. So this is exactly what I need to do. And it looks like the live stream there's some connecting issues again? No. Hope not. No, it looks like it's still live. But it looks like the issues are bandwidth related. So I'll have to look and figure out how I can remediate. Okay, great, thank you. Because it might just cut at some unexpected point. And it's really annoying, and I do apologize, but I just need to investigate further because it's really annoying. HLG3 for live. I'm actually on the gamma curve that I'm using is the I don't know the letter order, but it's ITU 700 800%. But let's see if I switch to. But that's the profile I don't like. You see, when I'm switching to here, everything looks super blobby, super fuzzy, super dreamy, with halos and artifacts. This is exactly what not to use. When I switch back to the, if you have it on full screen, when I switch back to the normal setup, which is now, you should be able to tell the difference if the quality of your live stream is alright. Let's see if I do this and then I do 180p. Here, if you're in 180p, you should be able to tell the difference from here. And I'm gonna switch again, so you should be able to tell the difference. If you see the mountains, you see a bit more noise. You see a bit more. You see fewer stars. And the mountains just look very blobby, very artifacty, not my cup of tea. So 800%, which is the one that I have now. It's not perfect, but it's the best picture gamma curve that I found for live streaming, by far. That's the one that I was also using on the SNS 3. Yeah, the ZX E1, yeah, it looks alright, but it has the same problems as the A7S III and the A7 IV, which is for a lot of the gamma curves. If you're not familiar with gamma curves, that's a way to shoot the light, right? When you shoot a movie, you have the gamma curves and the color gamuts. The color gamuts tells it's like the color space for pictures, basically, and the gamma curve is basically the histogram of lights and how the lights are distributed around the picture or the frame. And all these new cameras, they suffer from heavy noise reduction algorithms implemented by Sony that you cannot turn off. For example, in their cinema line FX3 and not FX3, the FX6, for example, and FX9, you can bypass this noise reduction algorithm and turn it off, but not on any of the cameras, which are not actually made for filming. They're just like, have to see them as like kind of like composite tools where you can take photos and films, but they're not dedicated to filming. And I was saying earlier that the A7S III is actually suffering from two series of noise reduction algorithms, which were implemented by Sony, and they didn't say anything about those, right? They kick in for different gamma curves at different ISOs, and no one talks about this because not a lot of people are filming at night, unfortunately. But as more people are filming at night, I think this will become known. So all of these newer cameras, Sony, they loaded the cameras with lots of beautiful specs, like the ability to shoot in 4K at 180p, 422, 10 bits, right? All these specs, but as a counterpart, they had to sort of this high bit rate. That's going to produce a lot of read noise and a lot of internal noise a lot of heat on the sensor and a lot of signal noise within the camera. So they had to, implement some kind of heavy noise reduction algorithms. That's what they did. And so when I switched earlier to other gamma curves, you could see this being implemented. So I'm not sure why some gamma curves have it on the A7 IV and some others don't. On the A7S III, they all have it. I'm not sure why, but they all have it. There's no gamma curve. A lot of people say picture profile, but actually it's called gamma curve because in the picture profile you can change the gamma curve. In the A7S III, all of the gamma curves have it. The ones that are the worst are, for example, Cine 2, which was superb for the A7S II, but for this A7S III is unusable. But the best setting for for the A7S III is definitely S-Log 3 and this ITU 709. Those are the best gamma curves. So I hope that makes sense. And so the ZX-E1 is a good camera, but it does have the problem as well. And I actually told Mike a few weeks ago actually, and I was telling him, "Are you happy with this? The way it looks?" And it's like, well, thinking about it now that you say it, it actually makes sense. And yeah, so. That's not something that a lot of people realize, but I've done tons of extensive tests in the dark in different situations, and trust me, there's just a few ways to bypass all of this. And one of the ways is to buy an external recorder. I know it defeats the purpose of having these cameras, but the internal footage out of these cameras is actually not that great, not as great as people make it. So. Dylan, what's your favorite month between September and March for taking aurora pictures? It has to be September. September, October, not because of the temperature. Well, partly because of the temperatures, but because it enables you to get reflection in the water. The cool thing about Norway is if the sea is calm, then you can definitely get the reflection still in the fjords. But all the freshwater lakes will be frozen over, so you will not be able to see much there, unfortunately. But yeah, September, October is more or less free of ice. So this is my favorite time of year because you can get the double aurora, you can get the reflection in the freshwater lakes, you can get the colors of the fall, you can get like tons of different things, and this is just, it's just the best time of year for me. And the temperatures are super nice. 2 days ago we were chasing in t-shirt, in shorts, like 20 degrees. We're chasing the aurora in the Arctic. That was surreal. So yeah, just depends. Alright, so we have a few more clouds now, unfortunately. And I'm still not sure how how long this live stream will be. So I'm gonna try to resolve this after the live stream. But this might be the last live stream of tonight. So take advantage of it while it lasts. But you see, the aurora hasn't changed all that much, and we have more clouds coming in, so we'll see. Actually, I might just turn the camera over to that side here. Because I think it's a bit more entertaining. So, oops, let me just... If you look closely, you can see the Pleiades on the far left-hand side of the screen. Just above my head, just like right there, you can see the Pleiades. And you can see the still this auroral band and a few other bands above. And we'll see what these will do, if the clouds will stay at bay or if they're gonna ruin the party and be party poopers. Plus Marina, I actually forgot to tell you, so I think the ZX E1 is a crop sensor, if I'm not mistaken. So one of the drawbacks is that if you're trying to capture the aurora, you're gonna have to compensate for the crop sensor, and you really want. Right now I'm on 14 mil, and you can see how little of the aurora, or how small of an area of the aurora I can get on the 14. So usually I film with the 20, and 14 is a huge improvement, but still. So on the crop sensor, then you might get even less of all of that. So yeah, there's a trade-off, I think. Yeah, I know you miss Scandinavia, but yeah. Scandinavia is awesome. Okay, so it looks like the aurora is a little bit more active to my left. You can see it move a little bit. So finally something that happens behind the clouds, and I'm hoping. I think it's kind of pushing towards the south here. Oh, really, Marina? Wow. Let's see what happens. Depends which model you see in Windy. So the ECWM blah 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 is not a good one to look at. It's the other one, the Icon EU. Icon EU is the best to watch in Norway. Yeah, you can definitely see more happening behind me here, which is nice. A bit brighter. We're in Norway, so this is Malangen in Northern Norway. It's an hour drive south of Tromsø. It's quite close by. Yep, starting to kick off a little bit more behind me. Let's hope the live stream doesn't cut right now. That would be a shame. And let's hope the clouds clear up as well. Yeah, it's looking a little bit brighter there. Oh, awesome. In Tromsø next month. Well, fingers crossed for you. Should be able to see great auroras. out my scarf because there's a little bit of a breeze behind and it's like literally breathing down my neck. It's a shame about this this cloud in the middle of the frame here. I think we would see a bit more of this band expanding, but yeah, let's see how this evolves and if this cloud will go away. But finally it looks like something is happening in what we call the substorm activity. So on the night side the aurora is dominated by the substorm activity. That's kind of a regular type of explosion that happens in the behavior of the aurora, and it's a very ubiquitous process that happens on the night side where the aurora goes from like a quiet arch like this, and then this arch explodes in, you know, the bright aurora that we know. And then there's the recovery phase. So that was the expansion phase, and then there's recovery phase where the aurora goes quiet again and kind of recovers from this big explosion. So it really is this growth, expansion, recovery. These are the three phases of the substorm which we have all the time. And the element in the sky that you need to always watch for is the most equatorward band. That's the one the substorm will explode from. So right now look towards your southern horizon. You have this band there, and everything above looks more active now, but it will kind of become fainter, and then the explosion will actually come from the one that is the furthest south. If I'm in the northern hemisphere, and if I'm in the southern hemisphere, that is the furthest north, if that makes sense. Of course that band is south of me right now, but if you're in Oslo, you will see it north of you. So that depends on where you are located. And if you're under it, then the explosion will start above you. So it just depends. But after during the expansion starts from like a southerly or like a southern location, and then it expands back towards the north. In the northern hemisphere, we call it a poleward expansion. And on most occasions, the expansion is poleward, and so that brings the aurora back towards us very rapidly, and we can enjoy the show as well. So it's good to be, you know, in the south during those big nights, because these expansions happen there primarily. But on most times the substorm expansion comes back towards the north, towards higher latitudes. So at higher latitudes, regardless of what happens, we get the aurora very often, and these explosions, we get them very often. It's actually very rare that we don't get the explosions. That potentially happened on the 10th of May, if you remember this big solar storm. That's where the activity of the aurora would be pushed all the way towards overhead in mid-latitudes, like France, for example, and the UK and Germany, and stay there all the time and never make its way back towards us at high latitudes. So that's one of the few exceptions during the night, the pure night. That means between like 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. Then our latitudes here will start crossing the oval again, and finally we'll see the aurora. But you see how these small bands that were here on the left-hand side of the screen, they start pushing towards the south. It's like a slingshot that you see my hand? It's like a slingshot that you extend towards the south, and then the slingshot releases at some point, and then boom, we get all the aurora back in a big explosion. And my hope is that we will catch it tonight. If the clouds let us, of course. Yeah, so you're seeing some purple on the webcam, yeah. But remember, that's always the southern band that you have to look for and to watch. It might be good in the north, and right now my north view is obstructed by clouds. But trust me, good things always come from the south. Or at least for my location. Always comes from, I should say, the equatorward most display of aurora. No, we don't have the moon in the sky right now. Remember, in the Arctic, the moon doesn't rise for 7 days, about 7 days of the month, and doesn't set for 7 days of the month, just like the sun describes in 1 year, right? And right now, it doesn't rise at all until September 16th. So that's a good thing for us. But then at the end of the month, it will be in the sky with us all the time. So. What's the app that I'm using? I'm not using any app, if that's what you're asking. The best way to chase aurora is definitely to download my ebook. And you know, there are tons of resources on the internet to chase the aurora and to get started. I have an ebook that I usually offer to people who want to be serious about chasing the aurora, but I can actually, I'm not sure if I link it here. So here's the ebook. That's a good place to get started for the aurora. Come on, clouds, dissipate, please dissipate. Full Moon Member Club. There you go. Be nice to Time to Lapse, okay? He's a Full Moon member. Alright, you can see things are beginning to grow in the south because you can start seeing some vertical structures in the pillars there on the southern band. And you can see also it's getting brighter. So that usually is a good sign that things are about to get serious. I do hope that the clouds will really let us see what's going on, because the aurora can really go from 0 to 100. Yeah, it looks sick. Yeah, I haven't looked at the webcam, but let's see what the webcam says. Yeah, it's all right. It's just this arch for now. It's not doing that much, but it's definitely preparing to do crazy stuff. Yeah, that actually wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, we might actually get one of those very quiet explosions. Yeah, so what you can see here is a brightening of the poleward edge of this display, and that means it's actually starting this little explosion thing. Now, I don't think that's going to be a big explosion by the looks of it, because just simply there's not much energy in the solar wind. So no energy in the solar wind equals not such a big explosion. The magnetosphere is kind of like tired of this event and doesn't have a lot of energy left. But you can see it's definitely getting brighter through the gaps there, and you can guess that the aurora is getting more active at this poleward edge. Yeah, a bit of moonlight is nice to photograph. A lot of people like moonlight to photograph the aurora with. I like moonlight when there's when I do like a film project, because it really helps light up the foreground when you do when you really try to show something. When there's snow, I love moonlight when there's snow. But when there's no snow, I tend not to like moonlight too much because it really washes out this kind of aurora, especially at this time of the solar cycle where we get a lot of CME-induced auroras. CMEs being solar storms, then the moon really has an impact on the aurora, but otherwise, yeah. I know, Marina. Sorry. I mean, this compared to last night, for example, is absolutely nothing. It's still beautiful to me, and I still go out and I still love watching this fainter stuff, and I love explaining this fainter stuff. So sorry if I sound bored by this aurora, because I'm not bored. It's just I just want to set real expectations for people, saying that this is still beautiful compared to what you see in, you know, above the Canary Islands. But yeah, it could be way, way, way better. Now you see how this this aurora is kind of getting back towards me, towards the north, but it's not making the explosion that I was talking to you about. This slingshot, this very sort of fast slingshot of the aurora, exploding in brightness and everything. So it's just what we call a pseudo expansion or pseudo breakup, and that's usually when there's not much energy left in the magnetosphere, or the magnetotail is not behaving the way it should be during a normal substorm, with a nice loading phase, then releasing phase. There's just not this this pattern here. But it looks like the clouds are dissipating just a little bit, enough to see a bit more of this aurora right now, which is nice. Yeah, muskox. Yeah, for sure. If you go to what's this famous? I keep forgetting that famous place in Norway. Dovrefjell. That's the one where you get the muskox. That would be awesome under the aurora and the moonlight. The thing is, get to the muskox and be close to the muskox. Not sure if that's possible with the aurora and wide angle lens, but maybe, who knows. Oh, you can see the aurora getting a bit more active now. Just above here, you can see a few pillars. It's also a little bit active above us, but there are too many clouds. I will still show you what's going on. Whoops. Here, above my head, it's behind the clouds, but you can get the idea of that aurora. Hopefully you see it move behind in the gaps there. Again, it's quite cloudy and it's not the best aurora, so you know. But you can sort of guess some colors there, so it's nice. But it's not the best. Yeah, there's a little bit of purple there, definitely. I wish it was a bit clearer, but oh well, that's all we get. It might be actually a bit slightly better if I do this over here, like so. There you can perhaps see a little bit more purple in the aurora. I bet it's nice on the you know, like in some other locations where it's clear. It's getting a little bit brighter now, slightly. You can see a little bit more appear, a little bit more of the color appear on the camera. But again, it's not the most dynamic of auroras, so. Oh yeah, looking good. So this is what we have above head. That pillar, the bend that you see in Corona in the 45 degrees in the sky, that corona is what we have here. And now it looks, yeah, it's definitely getting a little bit better now with some movement. I really wish we had zero clouds to show you guys, but we don't, so. Oh well. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like perhaps we're having some... No, I was saying perhaps we're having some pillars here. Maybe we do. Yeah, we have a few pillars. Let's see if this overhead aurora is giving us a little bit of a better show now. No. Yeah, ish. It's a little bit bright. Actually, it's much brighter now. Yeah. Looks a little bit brighter. Through the clouds, it's expanding. Yeah, it's getting brighter now. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Oh my goodness, yeah. Beautiful. Do you guys see it? There you go. See? All you need is a gap in the clouds and then boom. That happens. Sweet. Ah, perfect. It's beautiful. We can see the pillars as well. There you go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Ah, sweet. Wow. Okay, this is really cool. So it's not the full display of the aurora, but it's super nice. Yeah, the sky is definitely burning green. And yeah, that's great. So happy you caught it, at least a little bit of the show of that corona. And I'm hoping that the aurora will, let's see if we can get a little bit more like this. There we go. A bit more of the aurora here towards the mountain. You can see a bit of red too on camera. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Nice corona. So when I say corona, it's not the virus, it's just the shape that the aurora takes. Wow. Crazy. We have more clouds, but I think you can see the aurora kind of peek through the clouds with some gorgeous colors. And if I do this, there you go. You can see some pretty neat colors there with some beautiful red. Actually visible with the naked eye right now. 100%. I'm seeing red. Wow, okay, it's becoming very bright above my head right now. Wow. Crazy. It's like the whole clouds are getting green. It's producing so much light. So see, even if you have a few clouds, actually more than a few, you can still see great things in the aurora. It's absolutely stunning. Beautiful. So we are live from Malangen in Northern Norway. This is an hour drive south of Tromsø, which is the capital of the Arctic in Northern Norway. And this is where we're live streaming from, watching the beautiful Aurora Borealis. Describe beautiful colors and beautiful shapes in the sky. And the brightness of the aurora is great, actually, because we can see it through the tiny holes in the clouds. So we wouldn't be able to really see well defined if we had if it was completely overcast. So this is looking great. Marina, usually I would be time-lapsing, but when there are too many clouds, then I'm not time-lapsing. I've been shooting for like the past, I don't know how many nights in a row. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm just home. I will actually show you my home. My home is, look at this, guys. My house is right there. Do you see it? So my house is right up here. And I live literally under the aurora all the time. Yeah, so yeah, yeah. Pas de souci, Dylan. So I'm gonna go back in front of the camera. Oops, this is not what I wanted to do. Just kick the tripod. I do apologize for this. In the dark. I do have some glow in the dark tape, but it's not super. When my eyes are on the camera, it's not adjusted to the light, so it's a little bit. Sounds good, Dylan. Aurora is still active. Yeah, I will. It looks like, I mean, I only have like 40 people watching, but I think over time this number will increase, as people know that I do these live streams on regularly on YouTube. I do them regularly on Facebook, but like I said, on Facebook, you know, I don't know, I feel the comments are really impersonal in a way. Like I do have some known faces on Facebook, but I have over 1 million followers on Facebook, and it just gets crazy sometimes in the comment section. So I'm hoping to you know, start a new thing here on YouTube as well. So let's see how that goes. Now it looks green, kind of all over the place, and you see how it's more difficult to see the aurora now that it's a bit dimmer through the clouds. It was much easier when there were fewer clouds, but you can still see it, so it's still worth it, I think. Oui, Dylan, on n'a pas encore la lune en Norvège. On l'aura le premier soir, le 16, et ensuite... ouais. Oh really? Well, yeah, let's see. Looks like the aurora is resetting to do a substorm expansion, maybe? We'll see. When I don't have the full view, it's kind of hard to tell, but I wonder how long this live stream has gone on for. Where do I see this? Oh, perhaps yeah, let's see. Okay, it's been 54 minutes and it looks like it hasn't cut yet. So we might be due a cut anytime now. I don't know, I hope not, but we'll see. Because it looks like the aurora is resetting right now, and it looks like the clouds are slowly dissipating a little bit. So if we get an explosion from the south, then we actually might see something nicer. So oh, you used to watch me on Facebook. Okay, but you don't have... Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are abandoning Facebook for some reason. I still have Facebook because I do get a lot of customers from Facebook, so I still use it professionally. But yeah, I don't know. I don't particularly like social media, to be honest. If it wasn't for my work, I think I'd just be off social media. But because I depend on it for my customer base, then I do have to do those things, which, you know, has its, you know, drawbacks and also advantages, I guess. Sumik, I'm in Malangen. That's probably as the crows fly. That's from Abisko. That's you can almost see Abisko from here. It's probably 100 kilometers south, directly south of me. So I would see about the same thing as they would see in Abisko, basically. Okay, so I'm actually going to show you guys the fjord, because it looks like it's dissipating a little bit on the fjord there, a little bit more at least, so it might be a bit more entertaining in that direction. There, I mean, it kind of looks green everywhere, but at least you see a bit of the reflection on the fjord. Yeah, it looks like I'm still live. Great. So yeah, I'm trying not to cut off so I'm actually gonna go towards that side. There we go. I have not been hiking with Giulio. I was with Giulio, was it 3 years ago or something? But no, not hiking with him, no. We just spent a night chasing the aurora together. He's a really cool guy. Really cool guy. Alright, sounds good. See you guys. Oui, ça change les couleurs. Colors do change from night to night depending on what's in the solar wind and how the sort of how the electrons precipitate, and it's a really complex ballet of things, but yeah. And now the clouds look like they're dissipating a little bit, so it's nice, and we can see a bit more of the sky. What's in the aftermath of that substorm expansion? It looks like the sky has a lot of green all over the place, and I'm hoping that we will see a bit more of the aurora kind of a bit more of the aurora go that way. So yeah, I think we're seeing it now. It's becoming a bit brighter here. Dylan, have I seen whales in that fjord? Yes. Jeez. Just a few weeks ago, we actually saw dolphins, and yeah, we do see whales from time to time. Okay, the aurora is getting crazy now above our heads, and I'm going to show you guys. Oh my goodness! Come on, come on, come on! Whoops! Where are you? Oh, there we go. Look at this. Still going. Some pretty bright aurora. Yeah, super nice. Very bright right now. I actually think sometimes the clouds do add something. Of course, you really want like completely clear skies, but I do think clouds add mood to a photo or film or something. So, you know, tons of people, I mean, I don't personally like clouds, but only on some occasions they do add something, I think. Tonight is pretty moody because you can still see the aurora quite clearly, and the clouds still add something to the frame tonight, I think. But yeah, of course, no clouds are always better, in my opinion. Wow, look at that. You can see a bit more of what's happening overhead with the corona. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes she looks like an angel with green wings. Yes, for sure. Yes, that's very true. Starting to get brighter again. Nice. does a really cool shape right now with some curling and billowing, and it's nice. It's very nice. Wow. You can see some movement right now. Look at this.